Hi everybody, welcome back to another speed reviews, which is going to be a doozy because I have about, I don't know, a mere like 45-ish products to go through. So let's get comfy, let's dive right in. This is 2 months worth of products because the Sephora sale happened at the beginning of April. I bought so much stuff, and by the end of April, I hadn't had enough time to test things out thoroughly enough so that I could do a speed reviews at the end of April. So I've decided to combine April and May, and here we are. Let's get started. Most all of these products I've already featured on my channel in a video or several videos. I don't know if I have any dedicated videos to any one of these products, but I go into a lot more depth in some previous videos. But all of these you've seen on my channel before. The only one that I haven't mentioned that I did pick up, and this is hair and dry shampoo that I love so much. So I try a lot of them. Even though I have some favorites, I still will pick up a dry shampoo if it pops up. And what I saw was the Moroccan Oil dry shampoo for dark hair. And I've really been loving the Briogeo, you know, the tappy one that's for dark hair, and it's brown and it's really, really great. I love it. So when I saw that Moroccan Oil had one for dark hair, I picked it up immediately, just a little mini just to try it. Now the product itself is really good. It does a really good job. It smells divine, like all Moroccan Oil products do. But I don't see how this is for dark hair. It is white. It's white. It doesn't leave like a white cast on your hair, but it's not brown in any way, shape, or form. So I'm not sure if this is a dud or what the dealio is with this one. But anyway, if you are looking for a dark hair dry shampoo, this isn't it. But if you don't care, formula-wise, it's good. Still not my favorite. My favorite is the Briogeo, the K18, and also a drugstore brand that I get at Shoppers here, the Klorane. Those are my top 3 right now. So anyway, just thought I'd mention this just in case you were looking at it. All right, makeup remover. The Elemis Makeup Melting Cleansing Balm. It works very, very well, and it does a really good job of removing your makeup. But it smells so bad, you guys. It smells, ugh. I don't use it. I don't use it because I cannot stand the fragrance in here. I think it's trying to be citrusy, but all I smell is like medicine, and I do not like it. Now, I do believe that this cleansing balm comes in different scents, maybe. I'm not sure. I have to look into it a little bit more. I'm gonna like plug my nose and continue to use it because I do have it, and it works really, really well, like I said. However, not as great as my Tatcha the Camellia cleansing oil. That one I love. I'll pick that one over this one any day. Next up is the Drunk Elephant Milky Micellar Water. I love a micellar water. I use one all the time, but this one is milky and nourishing, non-stripping, non-drying. Very, very nice. I've really been enjoying this. When I did my top 18 concealers for mature under eyes, and I had to reapply 18 concealers back to back, this is what I used to remove the concealer before I reapplied, and it did not dry out my under eyes. Imagine that 18 times using this, and my eyes felt wonderful. I did not damage them. I did not hurt them. So that's how soft and gentle yet effective this is. So I'm really, really happy with this find. Oh, I quickly wanted to show you something I picked up. So Makeup Eraser comes out with these 7-day makeup eraser kits, and they usually have cute little designs on them. And this one is a Hello Kitty and Friends. This one has already been claimed by my daughter. Maybe we'll split them up. I really don't need any more. I bought them purely because it's Hello Kitty, and I love Hello Kitty. So these are so cute. It's Hello Kitty and Friends. You got all the characters on here. So cute. Makeup erasers. So effective at removing your makeup, or the bulk of it, the majority of it. I use this as a first step before I go in and cleanse properly. Really, really effective. Also, if you want to clean off your brushes, really, really great. So I just wanted to show you these. They're still available at Sephora. I love them. They're so cute. And this one, I haven't seen this before, actually comes with its own little bag that you can throw in the washing machine and wash these, because that's how I do wash these, and they last forever. Recently tried the Natasha Denona HYGEN Bronze. This is the bronze version of the original one that was more like pearly and white. This I love. I am wearing it today. here's what I'm going to say about it. Do not over apply it. Okay. When you first put it on, it looks a little bit more intense. Then it settles down and it gives you a nice bronze, a beautiful, beautiful glow. This one you can use on its own. Me personally, to use this on its own, I would need to have more of a tan so that it doesn't look kind of weird on my face. Right now, the way that my skin is on its own, I wouldn't use it. But as a primer is beautiful. So it is a serum-like product and it feels very, very lightweight, very, very nice on the skin. It's not sticky, but it has a tiny bit of grip. And so to use it as a primer is perfect. So I have this on. I'm not overly bronzed. I do prefer to apply this with a brush because you get a much more even application, although you can apply it with your fingers if you'd like to. But I did bring it down my neck and my chest here just to have a little bit more of an even look, an even bronze. And as someone pointed out when I tried this out a couple of videos ago, maybe put it on your ears too, because I forgot to do that. And whoever mentioned that was totally right. My ears looked so bright and so white compared to the rest of my face. So really good tip, and thank you so, so much. So I did do that today, and it does definitely make a difference, but a wonderful product. I really, really like it. And normally I'm not one for these. Like I've tried the Glow Recipe one. I didn't like it at all. I don't know, but this one's really great. It's supposed to provide days of hydration. I don't find it overly hydrating, but it's not drying at all in any way. Really have been enjoying this a lot. Highly recommend, and I'll probably be using it more and more, especially just on its own, just for an overall glow and a boost of bronze once I'm in the throes of summer. Oh, the Guerlain Le Tint Glow Foundation. This is the shade 2N. It's supposed to be a neutral shade, but it is not. It is very, very warm. When I first tried this, the shade threw me off so, so much. And then I decided to give it another shot. And then I decided to give it yet another shot because at the end of the day, when all is said and done, when I have all of my other makeup on, my skin looks great. It looks really, really great. I have it on today. I love it every time I use it, even though the shade doesn't work for me initially. But for some reason, I'm not excited about this product at all. I look at it and I'm like, meh. Even though every time I have used it, I have loved the way my skin looks. It's the strangest thing. I cannot comprehend it. I do not know what the reason for it is. I don't know, but it is beautiful. It is wonderful. If you can find your shade, I would get shade matched for this because 2N is not neutral. It's not a neutral shade at all. But like I said, it all settles down and everything looks beautiful. So I do like it. I like it a lot. But like I said, it doesn't excite me. And that's just ridiculous. I don't know why. Color me baffled with this one. I don't know. I don't get it. It's lightweight. It's supposed to be glowy. But for me, it has more of a natural finish. And it does everything a foundation's supposed to do. So, I mean, it evens out my skin tone. It doesn't have the fullest coverage. I can still see some imperfections coming through. This isn't something I would wear, at night if I wanted a fuller coverage. This is more of like a daytime foundation for me. However, right now I'm wearing it with a full face, obviously, and it still works. So take from that what you will. This is a great foundation. This is available on Sephora Canada. I do not see it on Sephora US, but it is available at other retailers around the world. So I'll try and link as many of those as I can in the description box, along with everything else I talk about today. I have 3 concealers to talk to you about today. The first one being the Estée Lauder Double Wear. Originally picked up the shade 2C. It was very, very cool for me. Surprise, surprise. I only picked it up because the shade that I wanted was not available, but I did want to try the formula. So I have swatched 2C. It's quite rosy on me, and then below is 2N, which I eventually ended up picking up, and it works perfectly for me. I just wanted to show you the difference between the cool and the neutral in level 2. But this concealer is extremely smooth under the eyes. It dries down very, very quickly. So if you are going to try this, do one eye at a time because you have a short amount of playtime before this definitely dries down. and it has a nice matte finish, but it's not drying at all. Super, super smooth under the eyes. One of the best concealers I've ever tried. I also want to show you the doe foot really quickly. I really like the doe foot. It's nice and flat and large. I do enjoy using that if I ever go directly to my eye. I try not to do that because of my wrinkly dinklies. I find if I pick it up with a brush and then apply sparingly, that works, but sometimes I'm in a hurry. Sometimes I just slap it right on, right? So, love this product. Super, super good. Highly, highly recommend it. Because as smooth as it is under the eye, and like I mentioned, dries right down. It doesn't crease. It doesn't crease. It doesn't cake up. It doesn't do any of those things. It stays in place just like when you freshly applied it. You don't even need to powder this. You really don't. I think it has like some powdery properties to it because I've tried powdering and I've tried not powdering, and both are great. Both are fine. And it has really great coverage. Forgot to mention that part. Oh, the IT Cosmetics Do It All Concealer. All right. I do not like the packaging. It's a clicky situation with a sponge tip like this. I do not take this directly under the eye for several reasons. A, it's kind of gross. B, you run the risk of over applying. And that is one thing you do not want to do with this concealer. When I take my time, when I babysit it, when I'm super duper duper careful, picking up a little bit at a time, because a little bit goes a long way with this, I do get beautiful results. Smooth under the eye, beautiful coverage, super nice. My eyes look great, great when I use this in the proper way. If you're slapping this on, you do run the risk of over applying. If you over apply, at first it looks really good, and then by the end of the day, you have a goopy, creasy, nasty mess under your eyes. I'm telling you, I've tried this several times, using it in different amounts just to see what's the threshold. Like, where is it that we cross from beautiful to, oh no, we have a problem? So for that reason, and as nice as it is and as beautiful as it is, because I have to be so careful with it, for me personally, because I have these lines under my eyes, I tend not to want to reach for it because I have other concealers that do just as good of a job and I don't have to worry about them like I worry about this one. Is it a bad product? No, it's actually quite beautiful. So if you don't mind being careful with it, it's a nice one. But for me, it's not going to be one that I necessarily reach for all the time. If we're shade twins and you're thinking about picking this up, I wear light, medium, neutral 230, and it is the perfect shade for me to not brighten, but to match my skin tone. All right, Kulfi. I know this isn't new, but when I did my concealer video, someone asked me, have you tried Kulfi? And I thought, yeah, I have. I have tried Kulfi and I returned it. And for the life of me, I can't remember why. I've asked and no one's answering. I do not know. I have no clue why I remember not hating it, but not loving it. Again, have no idea why. Do you know why this is so concerning to me? A, because I can't remember. B, because this is freaking fantastic. What an amazing concealer it is. So lightweight, kind of serum-y. Gives me such a good coverage under my eyes. I'm wearing it today. I'm not even wearing color corrector. And usually I cannot get away with not wearing color corrector. It's beautiful. You can't over apply it. It spreads so beautifully. This is shade Cocoa Crush. It's perfect for me. I love this. It's so lightweight under the eyes. Very minimal crease. I don't think I've seen creasing. I've used this about 5 or 6 times already. I keep on reaching for this one. It's absolutely fantastic. Much lighter than the Estée Lauder. So I do have to build this one up a little bit if I want a fuller coverage, but it doesn't build on top of itself and become a mess. It just, as you apply more, it'll just give you a little bit more coverage, but it doesn't bunch up and become gross. I am so sorry I rejected you. I don't know what I was thinking, okay? But I'm so happy you're back in my life. Amazing concealer. Stupendous. All right, let's move on to powders. Givenchy pressed powder. Okay, I think I have even a little divot in mine. This is the shade Satin Blanc, and this is one of the shades that I used in the loose powder prior to them reformulating. Now, I love this packaging. It does come with its own little brush, and I do enjoy the brush, especially if you're on the go, and it sticks right in. It doesn't fall out, and I love that added touch. The powder itself is so smoothing, so blurring, so beautiful. I enjoy it just as much as I did the loose powder. It's not heavy under my eyes. It is matte, but it's not flat, so it takes down your shine, but it doesn't look powdery or anything like that. It just melts into your skin, sets your makeup. So, so beautiful. I love that the Givenchy powder is back in my life, and I love that it's in a compact pressed form because it's so much neater and so much easier, and I love it. Love it, love it, love it. I tried the Kosas loose powder in translucent buttery. This is gigantic. You get 20 grams of product in here. This powder, it is nice and finely milled. It does have a little bit of a sheen to it. It's not sparkly though. It's just got like, it's not a glow, but it's not flat at all. Now, it's a nice powder for the face, for me. Under the eyes, a no-no. I've tried this several times trying to make it work under my eyes. It does not. It makes my under eyes look very, very heavy and cakey. And even if I'm using the most magical, beautiful concealer, this will ruin it all under my eyes. So if you have fine lines, I would avoid using this under the eyes. On the face, it's nice. It does have that sheen, like I mentioned. It's fine, but it's not my favorite. Not my favorite, because if I only have a powder that I can use on my face and not under my eyes, then I have to use two different powders, and that's just super annoying. And so for that reason, I'm not necessarily a fan, or would recommend it if you have fine lines under your eyes. I tried one contour stick. It is the Anastasia Beverly Hills one. This is in the shade Shadow. I love this. This reminds me in blendability and the way that it just melts into your skin to the Dior contour sticks. Really, really beautiful formula. It's a contour, but it's not too gray. I'm going to show you. I have used this on its own. So that's what it looks like when I first swatch it. But if you spread it out, oh, it's like butter. It is like butter. I'm barely touching this. And although it does give you a contour, and that is the purpose of it, look how beautiful that shade is. So it kind of does double duty. For me, on my skin tone, I can use it on its own. It's absolutely a beautiful formula. Fantastic. I've really been loving this. I am wearing it today. I've been reaching for it a lot. Every time I do my makeup, I reach for this because it's not overwhelmingly gray. It is very, very forgiving. So it does its job of providing a little bit of a shadow, but it's not harsh in any way. This is a fantastic contour. They did a really, really good job with this. I also finally tried the Kosas, the Sun Show Baked Bronzer in the shade Beachy. It has a golden sheen to it. When I wear this, I do not need to wear highlighter because there's a golden glow, and it's not sparkly at all. It's this uniform, beautiful golden shift. It's not too warm of a shade for me. I'm going to quickly swatch it for you. I love the baked formula. It's so smooth, so beautiful. There it is next to the Anastasia, but it's so gorgeous. I hope you can see that shift there. Trying to move my hand so that the camera can pick it up. Anyway, I don't know what took me so long to try this. I am also wearing this today on top of the Anastasia contour, and it's beautiful. Leaves such a gorgeous glow, so smooth. The packaging's kind of flimsy, a little bit hard to open it up, but I don't care because what's inside is magical and beautiful, and I love it. Been reaching for it. It's actually been the only glowy bronzer that I reach for lately. Not only because I've been testing it out, but because I enjoy it and I look forward to using it. I love it. Okay, let's talk about a blush bronzer contour duo. This is the Westman Atelier. This is in Biscuit and Petal. They also came out with blush duos, but I only picked up the one with the bronzer contour and the blush. I do have these two shades in stick form, and I enjoy those very much. When I did review this, and I think it was a Sephora haul, I did a side by side. I did one side of my face with the cream biscuit and the cream petal, and the other side with the powder. The effect was pretty much the same. The cream contour is a little bit more contoury, a little bit more gray. But if you do want to see that comparison, I will link that video in the description box as well, because I go into a lot of detail there. But back to this is what we're talking about. I'm going to quickly swatch them for you. So here is the biscuit shade and here is the petal shade. These are very, very soft. They are matte, but they're not flat. There's still some life to them. They apply beautifully. They're perfectly pigmented. You can build the color. Be careful not to build biscuit too much, because then you run the risk of looking a little bit muddy. So go lightly on the biscuit shade. The petal blush shade is so very, very pretty. I love having these shades in powder form. I love that they're a duo. I love that they're in one compact. So very, very easy to use, just to grab. You have both of those products in there. I like to use this on, you know, an easy everyday makeup look. So lovely. I love them. The biscuit shade has the perfect undertone for me, but like I said, just don't put too much of it on. I love the packaging. I love this shade of pink. It's so pretty. It is very, very pricey though, so keep that in mind, but the formula is wonderful, very, very convenient, very, very beautiful. Do you have some time to talk about blushes? I thought the blush craze would have died down by now, but no, quite the opposite, quite the opposite. So I have six blushes to talk to you about, and I'm going to start with the Rare Beauty. This is the Soft Pinch Matte Bouncy Blush. This is a cream to powder blush, and I love that kind of formula. Here is the shade Hope. It's beautiful. I'm going to swatch it for you. So it feels creamy when you pick it up, and then it dries down to a powder. Now, not as pigmented as their liquid blushes. Those I cannot get down with because it's just too much for me. My daughter loves them. So, I mean, just a personal preference, way too pigmented for me. This one I was pleasantly surprised with because it's not so intense of a color, but still there's pigment there. It's lovely. It's a lovely product. The packaging, you know, like a plasticky, little bit not so luxurious, but that's okay. The product itself is really nice. It spreads on nicely. It's pretty. And if you can find a shade that you enjoy in this, you can't go wrong. Another blush I did try is the Tower 28 Get Set blush. This is a very pretty blush. This has setting powder in it, so it's supposed to blur and set your makeup, but you only apply it on the cheeks, so I guess it only does that on your cheek area, but whatever. I mean, it's a matte formula. It's very powdery to the point where it kind of falls all over my desk, so keep that in mind. I'm just going to quickly swatch this. I only have one shade in it. It's called Long Island Iced Tea, not Long Island Iced Tea. I need a drink. Long Beach Iced Tea. Subliminal, subconscious. Okay, so it's a very pretty shade. There it is next to the Rare Beauty. Beautiful, natural, everyday shade. More pigmented than you would imagine. So apply sparingly and build it if you want. Now, here's the thing with this. I have a problem with the packaging. Not that it's plastic or anything like that. Just like it's literally almost identical to the Rare Beauty, but I cannot open this package for the life of me. It takes me at least a minute to pry it open. So that annoys me. By the time I get it open, it's like, okay, really? Like I mentioned, a very powdery formula. The shade is beautiful. Just like with the Rare Beauty, you cannot go wrong. This one is quite blurring. It does have those blurring setting type of properties, so they have not lied there. Now, here's the thing with these two. They are very nice. The price point's pretty good too. It's not way up there. And as much as I like them, I enjoy them. If I didn't have them in my collection, I wouldn't be sad. Does that make sense? They don't excite me like some other blushes that I have where I look at them and I get giddy because I cannot wait to get them on my face. So that's what I have to say about these. There's nothing wrong with them. Nothing wrong with them. And like I said, you really can't go wrong if you do have these or are thinking about picking them up. It's just, for me, they're okay. They're good. They're not bad products at all. I have nothing bad to say about them. But, you know, I could do without them. Just being honest about that. And it has nothing to do with the packaging. It really, really doesn't. It's just, you know, they're all right. They're good. They're fine. But moving on to something that does excite me and something that I love applying to my cheeks. It is so gorgeous. It's the MAC Glow Play. Now, I know it is not new, but it is new to me, and I cannot believe it took me this long to try this. Oh God, if I didn't have 1,001 blushes already, there's 2 shades I'm really eyeing, and I'm holding myself back. I love this formula so much. So it's like a putty type formula. You can see my little fingerprint in there. I love the way it feels, creamy, putty-like texture, but then it dries down to a powder, but it's not flat or matte because you get the most gorgeous sheen from this. Again, just like with the Kosas bronzer, I don't really need to use highlighter when I use that one. Same thing with this one. It's so gorgeous. I'm gonna quickly swatch this for you so you can see. There it is right there. There's this golden shift to it. Oh, it is so beautiful. Did I mention the shade? I did not. It's called So Natural. Oopsie. It's such a beautiful natural shade with a hint of peach to it. So Natural, aptly named. I love these. Hold me back. I want more shades. Armani Luminous Silk Cheek Tint Shine. So I already own the matte version of these, but they released 4 shades, I believe, in a shiny version. I love the matte version so very much. It's one of my top blushes of all time. I had to try the shiny shades, of course. Now this is 53S Cosmic Pink, and this is 50S Starlit Peach. Let me swatch them real quick for you and I can talk about my experience with these. All right, so here is Cosmic Pink and this is Starlit Peach. Originally, I picked up Cosmic Pink and it was way too icy for me, way too cool. I hope you can see that very white shift that it has when the light hits it. And it didn't look very good on me, but I love the formula. So I decided to pick up Starlit Peach. Now, Starlit Peach has a golden shift to it, a golden shine to it. And this one I love so much. So the pink, not my favorite because it doesn't look good on my skin tone or my preference, but the peach one I love so much. I love so much. But let's talk about the formula. So it's just like the matte formula, just as easily blendable. It's so beautiful. You can apply these over powder, no problem. You can apply them directly to the face without fear. They're super gorgeous. These are quite sheer. You can build them up, but they're sheer, and I do like that. You don't get a burst of color. It's quite subtle, very beautiful. The shine part of these are not overly shiny. Everything about them is subtle, from the pigmentation to the shine, but beautiful nonetheless, and I love that I have these to add to my collection. Not the pink one. The pink one I think has to go back. I don't think I'll reach for it, but the peach one definitely staying with me. Quickly want to talk about the House Labs Glassy blush stick. Now this isn't a new product, but they did do a shade extension in some bronzier type shades. I picked up one in Glassy Ginger. Here is Glassy Ginger swatched. I love this shade. It's so beautiful. So you can use this as a bronzer and blush situation. If you don't feel like putting bronzer on one day, this is so easy to use. You can apply with your fingers. You can apply directly to the face, although I avoid it with this one because I have had it once in a while might pick up something from underneath. So I just either pick it up with a brush or use my fingers, tap it on. It's so beautiful, natural looking. I love, love, love shades like this that are blushes, but that could do double duty as a bronzer as well. Thoroughly enjoy this. I wouldn't call it glassy personally. I don't see a glassiness to it. I see a dewiness, a juiciness, very, very pretty on the cheeks. And as dewy as it is, it's got a little bit of a tack, but it's not sticky. So it doesn't dry down fully, but it's not anything that bothers me greatly. Love this shade extension from this line. I have one other one in Glassy Pomelo, and I love that one as well. And I love having this shade added to the collection. This one is so Easy for every day. This one is one I'll grab and just quickly put on. I have something on my cheeks. It provides some sort of bronziness, but also a blushiness. Very, very pretty. I love it. Okay, honorable mention. I've only had these for about a week. I've been using them only for a few days. I have a full review of the new Dior blush sticks, the Rosy Glow blush sticks. I picked up 4 shades. Typically, because these are so new to my collection, I would have left them to the June monthly roundup. I am talking about them today because I am wearing one of them today, and I did want to shout them out in this video. And I want to give you my thoughts on them because they seem to be a very, very hot item, and wanted to provide just some information for you today. All right, so I have swatched all 4 of these. There are 7 shades total. I only picked up 4 only. Okay, so here is pink, this is cherry, this is candy, and this is toffee. Now, these 2 are pearlescent and have a glow, and these ones are luminous anyway, but don't have that pearl essence, the pink and the cherry shades. I have swatched them next to the House Labs, and that is for a reason, because I do find the formulas to be very, very similar. If you have the House Labs and you have a shade that you love, then you don't really, really need these. They're very pricey. Not that the House Labs are not pricey, but when swatching, comparing, and doing all the things when I reviewed these, there is a big, big similarity between the House Labs. And these, and one shade in particular, I do want to swatch next to Candy. And that is the pink Pomelo shade from House Labs. I have swatched it right next to Candy. I cannot see a difference between these shades. Shade aside, the formula feels the same, the creaminess is the same, the shine is the same, the finish on the cheeks is the same, the longevity is the same. It's the same. It's the same in my opinion. Actually, I'm going to take these off and I'm going to do a proper side-by-side swatch. Here we have them side by side. I'm not even going to tell you which one's which. No, I will. This one is Candy, this one is House Labs. Slight, very, very slight differences, okay? I know I said they're the same, but the House Labs has a hint more pink. The Candy has a hint more peach, and you do have that slight pearlescence in Candy that you don't have in the House Labs, but they're both luminous. On the cheeks, they look the same. So keep that in mind. They are pretty. They are beautiful. The shades are nice. They're not too pigmented, but you can build them up. They melt into the skin. Very beautiful. They're beautiful, and I love them very, very much. Now, they claim to have a pH adjusting property. They do not. All right. I don't know where this pH thing comes in. If you go and see my full review of these, I don't see it at all. Actually, also, Fabi Made Up did an excellent review, and she did like a whole arm swatch and waited 15 minutes in between swatching, and there was absolutely no difference 1 hour later in the shades. So the pH thing, I don't know what that's about. Marketing thing, marketing speak, gimmick, don't know. The only thing I can think of is perhaps once it's first applied to your face, that the shade that I would get might be slightly different from what you would get, but the shade that you apply stays the same. It does not change over time. And also, a lot of people are claiming and showing, definitely showing, that these are sticky and that your hair will stick to your face. Well, I am wearing toffee today. I don't have any powder or anything on top of it, and my hair does not stick to it. It's stuck to my lip gloss, but not to my face at all. So if you do it when you first apply it, that will happen. But in my experience, if you give these just a little bit of time, then that won't happen. That's my experience anyway. So I did just want to mention the stickiness thing. Nothing I've experienced once I've let it kind of sit for a little bit. Oh, I almost forgot to mention the packaging and how gorgeous it is. It's beautiful. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's gorgeous. The outside packaging reflects in a translucent kind of way the shade on the inside. And they're stunning. I mean, all around, they're a beautiful product. These ones I will continue to use. I don't think my opinion is going to change, which is why I included them in this video as well. If anything changes drastically, I will let you know, but I highly doubt it. I tried one highlighter. It's in stick form. It's the HAUSLABS Glassy highlighters. I picked up the clear one. Glassy something. No, it's called Pure Glass. Pure Glass. There is no pigment to it. It's just a shine, a clear shine. And I love that. I do love that sometimes, just to tap it on the high points of your cheeks and you get that glow without any pigment being deposited. It's so beautiful. When I feel like something like that, this is a beautiful formula, very high shine, gorgeous. I would not apply this directly to the face because I've had times where it hasn't disturbed anything underneath, but more times than not, it will pick up whatever's underneath. Maybe not like entirely, but maybe little parts of it. So that's annoying after you spent all this time on your makeup to do something like that and take that risk. I wouldn't do it. So typically I'll just pick it up with my fingers and tap it on. You can build up the intensity. The only thing I'll say about this is that it is sticky. Okay, it is, your hair will, to this one, definitely will stick to this product. This one I will reserve for days where I know I'm gonna have my hair back or apply this by the pool for that beautiful shine, definitely. So it is a very pretty product. I love it, just keep the stickiness in mind, but other than that, love it. Moving on to eyes, quick shout out to a new shade in the Armani Eye Tints Liquid Eyeshadow line. This is the shade Khaki and I love it. I love this formula. I have a Cashew that is much lighter that I use kind of for every day, but this shade right here is beautiful for the easiest smoky eye you've ever done. Here's a swatch of it. So this is applied directly and then I've sheared it out here. So this is what you get. Now these dry down, they do not move, they do not go anywhere. You slap them on. You can even do it with your fingers. You can use a brush. They're gorgeous. This shade in particular, you can build up to intensify how deep the shade is, or you can shear it out for a light smoke or a really intense smoke. I love me a one and done, and this is definitely a smoky eye in a one and done. This formula is a favorite of mine, and I'm glad to have, you know, a lighter option in Cashew and now a darker option in Khaki. NARS Total Seduction eyeshadow sticks, they added a shimmering line to their existing matte line. So initially I picked up two of the shimmering shades. I picked up Laguna and Ablaze, and I love them so much that I picked up a matte shade in Rebellion, and it's like an espresso brown. Here is Ablaze, this is Laguna, and this is Rebellion. These are gorgeous. This Ablaze shade, this champagne, is so beautiful in the inner corner, on top, in the center of the lid. Laguna is gorgeous all over the lid. They are shimmering, but they're not glittery. They're like a notch above satin, I would say, and they have a golden shift, and it's just beautiful to put just all over the lid. It's smooth, so beautiful. They dry down, they do not move. They're fantastic. Now, the Rebellion shade, the espresso shade, nothing wrong with the formula. The only thing is, for me, I got it to apply as a liner just to deepen the lash line. And because it's a rounded tip and it's quite creamy, and when I blend it out, this deepness that you see here, it kind of goes away. So I wasn't a big fan of that. But the formula is still good. It doesn't move, it stays in place, but because it's also a rounded tip, I don't get a very precise line. And that's the only thing with the matte one. Not necessarily my favorite, not a bad formula at all, but I have several other dark brown liners that I could use instead. Unless I'm going to use this all over the eye, or maybe use it to deepen the outer corner and use it as a shadow, then I can see me using these in that way more so than as a liner. Nonetheless, a very nice formula, very easy to use. It looks like you spent so much time on your eyes when you really didn't. Nonetheless, a great formula. I enjoy using them very much. This Laguna shade all over the lid and a blaze in the inner corner. Stunning. Looks like you spent hours on your eyes and you didn't. Dior released new quints in this gorgeous packaging. I picked up one of them. I picked up Brown Cashmere. I love this color story. As boring as it may look, these shades are gorgeous. The shimmers in here, you get immediate payoff with them. You don't have to keep building up. So it's very, very nicely pigmented. It's a little hard pressed, a little bit of a drier formula, but still pigmented enough. It's really easy to work with. I love this formula. I've been reaching for this so much, and I did wear it to my daughter's recital the other day, and even my husband was like, wow, your makeup is on point today. And I said, excuse me, sir, who are you? Because he never, ever comments on my makeup. So that was nice, but it just so happened I was wearing this, and I thought, yeah, you're right. Because it looked so good. These look beautiful on the eyes. I've quickly swatched them for you. So I just did it kind of darkest to lightest in the quint. Very beautiful. This mid-tone brown is, I love the undertone of it. Just looks so good. All over the lid or as a crease shade. They're all beautiful. The dark brown, beautiful as a liner, beautiful to deepen out the outer corner. Super good quint. Very happy with the quality of it. Love the shades in here, the undertones. So nice. It does not emphasize any lines or wrinkles on my eyelids. It's so smooth, so youthful, so gorgeous, and very long lasting. It doesn't fade. It looks just as beautiful when you go to take off your makeup at night as it did when you first applied it. A good one. Last eyeshadow palette I want to talk about is one of the product quads that I picked up. I picked up 09 Primula. I don't want to blind you because it is kind of mirrory on the outside. Flip that over so you can see what it looks like on the inside. This is such a pretty color story. The formula in here is top notch. What a smooth, satiny, gorgeous finish in this puppy right here. These shades are so gorgeous on the eye. This duochrome here is not, like, it's duochromy, but it's not, the flip isn't too much. It's pretty uniform throughout. It looks so pretty. I am hoping you can see the satin finish on here, which looks so gorgeous on the eyes. It's not matte, it's not sparkly. It is satin, and it looks like satin on the eyeballs. I enjoy using this formula so much. It just glides right on, so very easy to use. I am wearing it today. I put this shade in the crease. I put this shade all over the lid. I deepened the outer corner with this shade, and then I applied the duochrome to the lid. And this is what you get, and I did it so quickly. It is so easy to use. The only thing is that unless you use one of the shades as a one and done, so that gives it a little bit more versatility. If you were going to use all the shades together, you're kind of limited in the look that you're going to get, but I don't mind. I love this look. It is so smooth, so pretty on the eyes, and I love it. Stupid expensive? Absolutely 100%, but it would suck even more if it was that expensive and the formula was just okay. The formula is better than okay. It's fabulous, and I love it. In comparison to the Dior Quint, again, a much more silky finish, a much more silky formula. The Dior, drier, hard pressed, but again, not hard to work with. You still get a pigment payoff, but that's the difference between the two. I have 7 mascaras to talk to you about. I don't know who in their right mind would pick up 7 mascaras to try out over the course of 2 months, but I did. I sure did. And so let's talk about them. Now, mascara, just like fragrance, is very personal. Everybody's lash needs are different. I come from a place of a wimpy, thin lashes. What I need is everything. I need volume, mostly, length, curl, all of it. I need it all. Give it all to me. Oh, and you know, I have an 8th one. I haven't even opened it because even I know when it's time to stop. It's the Sephora Size Up mascara in brown because I love a brown mascara. Haven't opened it. When I do, I will let you know what I think about this mascara. But for now, let's talk about the ones that I have opened and I have tried. I'm going to start with the Ilia Limitless Lash Mascara. They came out with a brown shade called Before Dawn. I love me a brown mascara, and so I will try a brown mascara if there is one to be tried. So this wand has longer bristles on one side, shorter bristles on the other side. And this one gives me length, gives me lift, but it doesn't give me much volume. But the brown shade, which is really hard to nail in a mascara, is not too dark, it's not too light, it's not too red. It's a very, very good shade of brown. This one I will reserve for lighter makeup days. If you just want to define your lash a little bit, you're not going to get too much vavoom out of this one. But it's a nice mascara for me for every day on those days where I just want to define the lashes a little bit, have a nice brown mascara that's not as harsh as a black. For those no makeup days, this is really nice. I do want to call out that the bristles are very, very stiff and they can feel a little bit pokey, just a little bit, just something to keep in mind, but a very nice mascara for an everyday basis nonetheless. Makeup by Mario, the Master Mascara. It's supposed to be a universal mascara for everybody, and it's supposed to do the dishes too. Length, volume, all of it. It doesn't do that for me. This isn't a bad mascara. The first time I tried it, all right, it gives me length, okay, but it doesn't give me much volume. And if I put too much of it on, then it'll clump, like my lashes will clump together. I don't know. The first time I tried it, it was just okay. The second time I tried it though, I enjoyed it more than the first time. So I'm going to continue to play with this mascara. Like I said, it's not a bad mascara. It does have, like a very traditional looking wand. Nothing extraordinary about this mascara. Not bad. Not amazing, doesn't blow my socks off. The first time I used it, actually, my lashes were lifted and curled at first, and then they started kind of drooping as well. So don't over apply, like not too many coats of this because it might be a little bit of a heavier formula. Even though it's like drier, it's not a too wet of a formula, which I do appreciate. I don't like too wet of a mascara. But this one, it's okay. Not bad. All right. I kind of feel the same way about the Armani Vertigo Lift Mascara. Same idea. It gave me a little bit more volume than the Mario mascara, but not as much length as the Mario. So all in all, it doesn't hit all the points that I need it to hit. Again, is it bad? No. Is it okay? Yeah, it's okay. It's fine. Another traditional, like it's a rubberized wand. I only got a mini. I'm glad I only got a mini because this is not one that I would necessarily repurchase. Again, I'll use it. It's okay. Like I'll use it on a daily basis when I really don't care, but it's all right. It's fine. It doesn't flake. It doesn't smudge or do any of those things. And it's easily removed as well. So those are pluses, but not my favorite. Not my favorite. Not the worst. Not my favorite. Okay, next up is the Prada Pradascope mascara. First of all, the packaging is gorgeous. It is a textured exterior. It is so beautiful to look at. So A+ for the packaging. Now this one has a wand that is flat on one side and has bristles on the other. So you use the flat side to coat the lashes, bristles to go through the lashes. For me, sometimes, like if you're visually challenged, I sometimes can't tell which side I'm using, and I typically like to twirl my wand, and so sometimes I'll get too much product on if I twirl it to the flat side. So that part I don't really like about it. However, it gives me some volume, it gives me some length. I'm not overly wowed by it. I do have to finesse it. You do need some coats of this in order to get a really nice effect to your lashes. It's one of those that you really have to take your time with and make sure that you're applying it properly. So it's a little bit too much work for me. Does it look nice? Yeah, it looks nice, but for me, not worth the work that it takes for my lashes to look the way I want them to look. So it's okay, not my favorite, not the worst either. Next up is the Too Faced Ribbon Tubing Mascara. I picked up a mini of this one. So this is a pretty typical one, except at the tip, there are some spikies that you can use to sort of separate your lashes or in the inner part of your lashes. So I do enjoy this mascara more than the other ones I have talked about so far. The packaging is not the most elegant packaging. It's not luxurious looking or feeling, but this gives me some nice length. This gives me some nice volume. It doesn't flake. It doesn't smudge. It doesn't clump, comes off easily. And it's a really good mascara. It does more for my lashes without being extremely finicky than the ones I've talked about so far. So this is a good one, a really, really good one. If you like a tubing mascara, I would recommend this one. Next up, Dior Overvolume. Gorgeous packaging, beautiful. Amazing, so beautiful to look at. Now inside, the formula also very, very good. This has an hourglass shaped wand. It is a little bit long, so you have to be careful because you do run the risk of maybe touching the inside of your nose or the outer part of your cheek when you're using it. So be careful. If you have smaller eyes, this one might not be the one for you. This is a very beautiful mascara. It gives me very nice length immediately. Like just one swipe and I have beautiful length, and then I can build up the volume. So I'm really impressed with this one. It is not too wet of a formula, not too dry of a formula. It keeps the lift, it keeps the curl. It's actually surprisingly very easy to remove as well. And I love this one. So I tried this one before the next one I'm going to talk about. And when I used this, I thought, oh, immediately I have to put it up against my favorite so far this year, which has been the Gucci mascara. And at the time, those two were neck and neck. But then I tried this final mascara I'm going to talk to you about. That is the MAC Elevated Mascara. Beautiful packaging, gorgeous. I love this wand. So it has this curved wand. It's thicker at the base and more pointed at the tip. This curve hugs my eye so perfectly. It grips perfectly on my lashes. It distributes the formula so evenly, so smoothly. I build volume, I build length. Well, I'm wearing it today and I love it. Every time I've used this mascara, I've been loving it more and more and more. I get beautiful length, a beautiful fanned out lash, gorgeous volume at the base. I use 2 coats of this, 2.5 sometimes. That's all I need. No flakies, because I remember when I first tried this, I looked in a 10 times mirror and I thought I saw some flakies, and I've been keeping a very close eye on that. No flakies since. This doesn't flake. It comes off easily at night, surprisingly, because it's one of those formulas that I thought, oh no, this one's going to be hard to remove. It is not hard to remove at all. I love the effect that it has on my lashes. I love the way my lashes look today, and every time I use this, so I've been reaching for this. What I haven't done is put this up against my Gucci. I'm going to have to do that. So those are the top 3 so far this year. The Gucci, the black one, not the pink one. I think they might be discontinuing the pink one because I think I saw it on sale on Sephora. I might be wrong. Or it's just not selling, or they have old stock. But regardless, the one in the black packaging, the Gucci, this MAC Elevated, and the Dior Overvolume. Those 3 are the standouts for me so far this year. And I've tried a lot. I tried the Kosas Cloud Set Setting Spray. This one has a very, very nice mister on it. It distributes the product beautifully and evenly on the face. It is hydrating. It feels really good. However, this is the issue I have with this. If I over apply it, I run the risk of getting very, very greasy and shiny by the end of the day, and I do not have oily skin. That is only if I spritz too much of it. It does say apply sparingly. And when I do apply sparingly, I don't get that issue. But what if I just happen to do an extra spritz or 2 one day? Then I run the risk of being greasy and shiny. And I don't want that. So because it's so inconsistent and I can't necessarily trust it, not my favorite, not my favorite. Does it feel really nice on the skin? Yes. Does it feel hydrating? Yes. All those great things. But I would not risk it because I did not like the way my skin looked at the end of the day when I over applied it. If you are oily, stay far away from this, far away. Okay, let's talk lip liners now. I picked up one of the new Charlotte Tilbury lip liner duos in the shade Medium. Here's a quick swatch of them. The darker contoury shade is over here, and this is the lighter fill-in shade. This is a very nice formula. I do like the Charlotte Tilbury lip liner formula, and these shades are beautiful. They work very well together. I love the contoury shade, and I love the fill-in shade. They're lovely. They glide on, but they're long lasting. They're not too slippy. They're creamy, but not too creamy. So a really great formula. The only thing I will say is when I fill in with the fill-in shade, if you have any sort of dry patches or anything on your lips that you do not want to emphasize, this can make them look dry. These are meant to fill in and then put a gloss on top, and that is how I would recommend you would use these, because the formula is really, really great. Or just use them for liner and don't fill in with them if you don't want to add a gloss on top. So really nice, but that's the one call out I will say for this. I also picked up 2 of the Merit lip liners, and what I didn't notice and showed you when I did my haul is that you can see the shade on the end of it. It'll tell you which it is, because when I went to reach for them the other day, I'm like, well, how do I know what's what? And then I noticed that it is on the back here. It also does come with a sharpener. So these are beautiful for every day. They're very, very creamy. They're very, very sheer. I love to line my lips with them and then kind of like pat them out, and you get such a natural look. So these I would reserve for every day. They're very, very soft, very, very creamy. You can fill in your entire lip with them without it looking dry. It feels really, really good. And I do love this formula for what it is, like a very natural, sheer, everyday kind of lip. Right here we have Beverly Hills, which is very, very close to my lip color. When I put this on, you can barely tell I have anything on, but I kind of like that. It just kind of enhances my lip color without looking like I have liner on. And then this one over here is Bespoke, much darker, and gives me more of a contoury effect. I am wearing Bespoke today. This will give you a very soft look, a very soft effect, and I love using them for every day. All right, moving on to glosses and serums and lipsticks. First up is the Laneige Glaze Craze. It's a tinted lip serum, and I got the shade Sugar Glaze. This does have a really nice squishy applicator. It smells really, really good. Let me show you this Sugar Glaze shade. It does have a very nice high shine. I do like this shade. The shine kind of dissipates though, but it still is very nourishing, feels really nice on the lips, gives you a, a nice glossy looking lip, and it's nice. It's nothing out of the ordinary. Nothing really makes it stand out, but it's not bad, and I like it. I do enjoy it. Next up is the Merit Tinted Lip Oil. I have the shade Biarritz. This one is also very, very nice. Here is the shade Biarritz right here. So this feels really nice on the lips. It's slippy, but it's not oily feeling. I do not like it when lip oils feel oily. This one does not feel oily, but it does have a nice slip to it. It's not highly pigmented, but there is a nice color in there, some nice pigment, and it's a nice shade, and it's really nice. I like it. Is it the best thing since sliced bread? No. Will I tell you you must go out and try this? No. Do I like that I have it? Yes. Will I use it? Yes. It's okay. It's a nice product. I also tried for the first time a Sephora gloss called Glossed. I picked up the shade Brave. Now this shade, I've swatched it here. It doesn't do much for me at all. It's not a bad shade. It's a nice shade, but on me, it's kind of nor here nor there. But the formula is really nice. It's very comfortable on the lips. It's not a sticky formula at all. It has some nice staying power. And it's a nice gloss, really nice gloss. The shade is not for me, but formula-wise, it's actually a pretty good gloss and a really good price point too. Now these are very new to my collection. They are the new Dior Lip Glow Butter. I've been wearing the shade Toffee this whole video and just reapplied because it feels so good. Very, very nourishing, Very beautiful high shine, long lasting for a lip butter. I picked up 2 shades. I'll quickly swatch them for you. This is glazed pink. It does have some sparkle to it. And this is toffee. This is the one I've been wearing today. Now, do they look great on the lips? Yes, they do. Do they feel great on the lips? Yes, they do. Do they have a beautiful high shine? Yes, they do. Can you get this from a ton of other products? Yes, you can. But do they have little charms hanging off of them? So are they a nice formula? Definitely. Are they freaking adorable? Absolutely 100%. Your call on whether or not this charm is worth it. Formula is great though. All I know is that I love the way my lips feel when I put this on, and that I love that they're in my collection. Am I going to use them? 100% I will. They're very, very hydrating. They're not oily. They're not sticky. They're not goopy. They're great. Are they on the expensive side? Absolutely, definitely. Are they worth the price? You do get some bells and whistles, and they are really, really nice. So I guess it's going to be up to the individual whether or not this is a product that they'd be willing to spend a premium for. The YSL Plumping Lip Gloss. I have the shade 44 Nude Lavalier. I do love the really fat, flat, wide doe foot applicator. I love. Here is a swatch of the shade. I do love this shade. It's beautiful. So this is a plumping gloss. First time I used it on bare lips, and the burn, which is more of a peppery burn, took a little while to kick in, and I did eventually have to take this off because it got a little bit intense. So what I've learned, because I do love the shine and the finish of this on my lips, is to wear this over a lipstick or a lip liner that you've used to fill in your lips. When I use it on top of something else, then I can stand that slight pepperiness and that slight burn. It doesn't bother me at all. I was also wearing this at my daughter's recital, and my husband also complimented my lips that night. He said they looked amazing and juicy. And I do agree with him. I love the way my lips look when I wear this. I do get a nice plumpiness, but the shine on this is even better. I do particularly love combining this with the Charlotte Tilbury Duo. So I will contour with a darker shade of the Charlotte, fill in with a lighter shade, add this on top, and it's a really great combination. If you're sensitive to these things and you do want to try this, try applying over another product. I did pick up a new shade in the YSL Love Shine Lip Oil Sticks. I picked up the shade Pink Trip. Here's the shade right there. These are very beautiful on the lips. They're very nourishing with a hint of color. So you're not going to get a lot of pigment from these, but my lips just feel so nourished and amazing all day. Even when I'm just at home, I'll slap this on in the morning, and although the pigment will fade, that nourishment stays. My lips feel so hydrated all day. I love this. If you just want something, a hint of something, and for your lips to feel nice and hydrated and nourished, I love this. So I have I think a couple of these, and when I saw they had a new shade, I decided to pick it up, and I love these. I love them. If you haven't tried them and you're looking for something that's very, very subtle, but also makes your lips feel really, really great, I would try one of these. Prada arrived in Sephora earlier this year, and I did pick up some of their matte lipsticks at the sale. Well, I picked up 2, and then I went back and picked up a 3rd shade. The first 2 I purchased were Alabaster Marin. This one's my favorite. And then I went and picked up Quartz, this one down here. These 2 I've used in videos already. I've tried them on. This one I have not yet, but I did want to swatch it for you. It is a really pretty color. This Marin shade is like my lips, but better. I love it. My favorite. This Alabaster shade gives me concealer lips, so I do have to use it with a darker pencil or kind of use it on top of this if I want to lighten this up a little bit, but still a gorgeous shade. For me, it's a little bit too light, but the formula of these for being a matte lipstick, so creamy, not drying at all, absolutely beautiful, velvety formula. So these, I'm so happy to have them in my collection. I love them, especially because they're matte. It's kind of hard to find a matte lipstick that feels so great and doesn't look dry on the lips, and this is one of those. At the Sephora sale, I did pick up this Shiseido Clear Sunscreen Stick. It's 50 plus. The reason I picked it up is, A, I like a stick. for reapplication when I'm not wearing makeup. But this one claims to be able to glide on top of makeup so that you can reapply your sunscreen even if you're wearing makeup. What? So I've been a chicken and haven't tried it because I'm like, well, what if it ruins my makeup? So I've been keeping it in my bathroom, and I always say, okay, when I go to take off my makeup, I'll put it on, but I keep on forgetting. So it is sitting here, and I'm thinking maybe we can try it together. I don't have anywhere to go, although I do love my makeup today. I don't want to ruin it, but regardless, I have to try it at some point, right? So let's try it together. Let's cross fingers too, and toes. So it is clear, and let me see. Yeah, it's not sticky. It feels kind of silky, which is good. So there's nothing on here. I just want to see if makeup gets transferred to this. Why am I so nervous? It's not like I'm going anywhere. It doesn't really matter. All right, I'm going in, and I'm going to go over, and I'm not pressing really, really hard, and I'm not going lightly either. Oh no. It definitely picks up makeup, and although it didn't take it completely off, I have skippy patchiness on my cheek, which makes me very, very sad right now. And as you can see on this stick, there's a bunch of makeup, which would indicate that it picked up the makeup. And I knew it. This is too good to be true. How could you glide a stick on your face over top of makeup and not have it pick it up? Like, I should have known better. But why are they claiming this? Like, it's not like a streak. Like, it hasn't taken it right off. Did I press too hard? Well, I don't want to have to worry about, oh, only press it this much and not, like, no. No, I'm going to try and kind of get this back to where it was. Oh, it's too late now. Feels really nice. So this would be a good one to have with you in your beach bag if you want to just quickly apply or reapply to your face, because it doesn't feel greasy or anything like that. I do have to give it that. I don't know why they would claim something like this. It's not like we wouldn't discover that that's not the case. So I don't get it. I really don't understand. But anyway, I gave it a shot. I failed, but that's okay. Ooh, that was a lot. That was a long one. Are you still with me? Are you still with me? If you are, wow, thank you so much. You know, some people love long videos, others don't. I don't know. I just went through all of the stuff that I needed to update you on. I try not to make my videos too long. But anyway, here we are. Well, that is it. That is all for this April-May makeup roundup. I really hope you found it helpful. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please do consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. Follow me on Instagram for more over there, and I will see you in the next one, hopefully. Bye.